Pravin Gordhan, one of South Africa's most respected statesmen and economic reformers, passed away in the early hours of September 13, 2024, at the age of 75. Gordhan, who had been battling health issues in recent months, died in hospital, leaving behind a profound legacy of service to his country. Known for his integrity, commitment to good governance, and tireless efforts to stabilize South Africa's economy, Gordhan's contributions spanned decades, from his activism during the apartheid era to his pivotal roles in post-apartheid governance. Early life and political beginnings. Born on April 12, 1949, in Durban, South Africa, Gordhan grew up in the shadow of apartheid. He quickly became involved in the struggle against racial oppression, joining the Natal Indian Congress, NIC, and later the United Democratic Front, UDF. His activism during this time saw him detained and harassed by the apartheid regime, yet he remained steadfast in his fight for equality and justice. Gordhan's work alongside the African National Congress, ANC, and the South African Communist Party, SACP, helped lay the groundwork for South Africa's transition to democracy. Constitutional work and transition to democracy. Gordhan was instrumental in negotiating South Africa's peaceful transition from apartheid to democracy. As a key figure in the multi-party negotiating forum, he helped draft the interim constitution, which led to South Africa's first democratic elections in 1994. His work during this period helped create the legal and political framework for a new South Africa, one founded on principles of equality, freedom, and justice for all citizens. Shaping South Africa's post-apartheid economy. After apartheid ended, Gordhan shifted his focus to the immense task of rebuilding South Africa's economy. In 1999, he was appointed Commissioner of the South African Revenue Service, SARS, a position in which he would make one of his most significant contributions to the country. Gordhan transformed SARS from a struggling tax authority into a world-class institution known for its efficiency and transparency. His reforms broadened the tax base, improved tax compliance, and increased government revenues, allowing the government to fund critical social and infrastructure programs. Finance Minister, stabilizing the economy. Gordhan's success at SARS led to his appointment as Minister of Finance in 2009, a role he held during a period of global economic uncertainty. Under his stewardship, South Africa's economy remained relatively stable, even in the face of global financial crises. Gordhan focused on maintaining fiscal discipline while supporting infrastructure projects that created jobs and boosted economic growth. He was known for his strong stance against corruption and his efforts to protect the South African treasury from the forces of state captured during the presidency of Jacob Zuma. His eventual dismissal from the finance ministry in 2017 was seen as a politically motivated move to weaken the fight against corruption, but his integrity and legacy were unwavering. Minister of Public Enterprises and Final Years. In 2019, Gordhan returned to public service as Minister of Public Enterprises, where he took on the difficult task of reforming South Africa's struggling state-owned enterprises. His leadership in turning around entities such as Eskom and South African Airways, SAA, was critical, although the challenges were immense. His focus remained on improving governance, cutting corruption, and restoring financial stability to these institutions. A legacy of service. Pravin Gordhan's passing marks the end of an era for South African politics and governance. He was a man of principle, whose life was dedicated to serving his country and fighting for justice, transparency, and economic stability. His contributions to South Africa's economy, particularly through his work at SARS and as Minister of Finance, remain a lasting testament to his vision of a fairer and more prosperous nation. Gordhan's death at the age of 75 leaves a void in South African politics. His legacy, however, will continue to inspire future generations of leaders committed to the ideals of integrity, good governance, and social justice. His role in shaping the modern South African state and its economy will not be forgotten, as the country moves forward with the foundations he helped build.